Portland's weird culture. And what's amazing is that the Weird Portland Hall of Fame is that it will live on in a permanent home inside the Peculiarium. So it will be the Peculiarium / the Weird Portland Hall of Fame, and that's where you're going to have to go if you want to see this yourself. Alright, I should also mention the plaques that you're going to see for this award were also designed by Mike Wellens at the Peculiarium. Okay, so, drum roll please, we will now announce the first inductee to the Weird Portland Hall of Fame. Alright. My lovely assistant, Nico, will give me the award, and since he is not here to receive it because he is not alive, I will just hold it instead. So, a lot of you are probably asking yourself right now, who? Stewart Holbrook? Allow me to let you in, and hopefully I will tell you and convince you why Stewart was a good choice. So, great stories often have inauspicious beginnings, and that can surely be said about our very first inductee to the Weird Portland Hall of Fame. Mr. Stewart Holbrook was just 30 years old, an ex-logger without a high school diploma when he found himself in Portland in need of a new direction. And over the next 41 years, this was back in the early 1900s, we're talking, he became one of the most prominent literary voices to shine a spotlight on the Pacific Northwest. And his writing and sense of humor were often compared to the likes of Will Rogers, Mark Twain, and H.L. Mencken. Holbrook became a person of note in Portland, not only for his writing, but for his colorful personality as well. He was a lively storyteller, he always sported a colorful and stylish wardrobe, and always was willing to engage in spirited debates with anyone, including celebrities from all over the U.S. who made the point of visiting him. Everyone from presidents, Madison Avenue executives, labor union representatives, loggers, and movie stars. Holbrook's extensive literary canon reflects his empathy for the underdog, the visionaries, and fanatics of the Pacific Northwest. He had a profound interest in the weird and wacky underbelly of Portland. And he's starting to see where this is going. And his greatest joy was poking fun at the stuffed shirts and hypocrites from all walks of life. This is our guy, right? It is undoubtedly the writings of Stewart Holbrook that first cemented Portland's reputation as a gathering place for the offbeat and wild in the national conscious. So it is with great joy that we proclaim Stewart Holbrook is our first official inductee to the Weird Portland Hall of Fame. So join me in a round of applause as we welcome Stewart Holbrook. Alright. Our next inductee is very unfortunately also no longer with us to be here tonight, but it is someone that I think is definitely worth us celebrating. So for many Portlanders, it is difficult to cross the Hawthorne Bridge without being flooded with memories from our next inductee. With his radiant smile, joyful music, and his colorful personality, working Kirk Reeves became a permanent fixture in the Weird Portland landscape for over a decade in the early 2000s. There's no formula to achieving notoriety in Portland, and it may take a lot of work, a little luck, or perhaps just having the right connections. But Kirk bought a trumpet at a garage sale and started taking lessons. And in doing so, he realized his passion was in bringing joy to folks through entertainment. He pursued many genres of art, playing his trumpet all over town, writing novels, hosting a cable access show called Low Comedy, and even performing for lucky kids who crossed his path. Try to visualize the scene. You're driving home from work on a rainy afternoon. The light is low and the sky is dreary. You're tired. All you can think about is getting home. But then, you hear the bright tone of the trumpet wash over you, quietly at first, but gradually becoming more brilliant as you near the source. Somewhere over the rainbow, maybe it was Amazing Grace or Star Wars, Kirk performed music that knew would resonate with his listeners. His music struck a chord with commuters, his authenticity was endearing, and his suffering was real. When Kirk passed away, the community banded together in his memory, and a candlelight vigil was held in his honor. Documentaries were made, and his smile continues to light up our mornings as we commute to work thanks to the mural on Northeast Grand and Lloyd. Kirk may not have achieved all he wanted during his career, but he achieved greatness in our hearts, and a permanent place in the Weird Portland Hall of Fame. And right now I'm going to perform a duet before Kirk leaves. Mark, can we go back? Spoilers. Yep, that one. Play us out, Kirk. Okay, you know who our next inductee is. But few Portlanders are as dazzling. As polished and shining as she is, it's important to remember that even the most brilliant diamonds go through tremendous pressure and intense circumstances in order to reach their full potential. Walter Cole's life story is made for the movies. Rags to riches, rejection to acceptance, discovering your true identity during radical social change. There's Oscar-worthy buzz here, folks, and her story is still unfolding. When did Walter Cole become Darcelle? One could easily pinpoint the moment. In the late 1960s, when a glitzy new sign was hoisted up on the corner of 3rd and Davis. A truly inspiring life story doesn't come that easy, though. Darcelle was an idea that rested in dormancy for 37 years, through an era of horn-rimmed glasses, crew cuts, and uniformity. Oh man, but what followed was a time of intense social change, when challenging societal norms and redefining the construct of family became the only way to survive the pain and suffering the AIDS crisis unleashed. Darcelle's true brilliance began to shine as the fight for gay rights reached new heights, and her larger-than-life presence brought drag out of the closet, spilling into the streets. Do you think 1960s Walter Cole would recognize himself today? He's the proud owner of the longest-running drag show on the West Coast. He's a Guinness Book of World Records holder as the longest-performing drag queen. He's a Portland treasure and a national icon. And what do you think Walter would say? That's no lady, that's Darcelle. I'm very sad to say that due to scheduling conflicts, Darcelle was unable to be here in person tonight to receive this. Hello, Darcelle, thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. I'm sorry it's plastic, but I hope you enjoy it all the same.
I will live with my...
Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll let you get back to your show. I'm sure you're very, very busy tonight.
Your audience is really weird.
If you missed that, you just got called weird by Darcelle. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Okay, now we're up to our last inductee of the class of 2019. I haven't even said anything yet. All right, you're gonna have to, I'm gonna read this anyway. All right, on May 16th, 1984, Portland received a wake-up call. A career politician was voted out of office and a breath of fresh air waltzed onto city stage. Well, actually, he canoed his way up the shore of the Willamette River to make a statement. Things were about to change for Portland. Business as usual wasn't working and the city needed something different. This mayor would be different. As a beloved business owner in the Goose Hollow neighborhood since the 1960s, John Elwood Clark Jr. was serious about politics without taking himself too seriously. That's a lesson. His charming antics caught the world's attention, and he helped shine a national spotlight on a city quickly becoming known for her quirky personality. Johnny Carson, the New York Times, and others took notice. A mayor can wear a rainbow-colored sandals with green suspenders and still work to solve homelessness. A mayor can ride his bike around town yelling, "Whoop whoop," and still replenish the city's depleted budget. If being weird is simply being different, then being weird is a badge of honor. So our final Weird Hall of Fame inductee of 2019 has made a lasting impact on the city, ushering in a new era of productivity, individuality, and will forever be known for exposing Portland to a new way of thinking. He's a tavern owner, a newspaper founder, an ex-beatnik, a born-again pagan, and our favorite politician. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our very own Mayor Bud